Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. But if you're new here, subscribe. So in today's video I am making an artwork for my boyfriend. Now recently it was his birthday and I was planning to make an artwork for him on his birthday, but I just didn't have the time and the time went past and I kind of missed out on making him an artwork. But I'm gonna make him an artwork anyway because I love that man. So what am I drawing today? I am drawing Jesse, my boyfriend, with his favorite Pokemon. I kind of wanted to draw him as a Pokemon trainer and I just got this really cool idea and I really wanted to do it and surprise him with it, and yeah. So the plan was to draw him with his favorite Pokemon, Infernape. Now Infernape's an awesome Pokemon, it's one of my favorites as well, and yeah, I had the idea to do them sort of sitting at a campfire type thing and they're roasting marshmallows, and I thought that this was just a really cute and cool idea. And the thought behind it is that they've had a long day of, Pokemon battles and training and stuff like that, and they're just sitting back and relaxing and, chilling out and roasting marshmallows. And I thought that that was just really cute because Infernape is a fire type, and yet he's roasting marshmallows at a campfire with his trainer. I just thought that that was cute. Now for this artwork, I kind of wanted to push myself a little bit because my last artwork, I was a little bit disappointed in it, and I kind of wanted to push myself and make something of a real quality. And obviously this was being made for my boyfriend, so I wanted to make sure that I drew something that put a smile on his face and he would really love. So that's why I really wanted to make this as good as I could get it, and you know what, I am pretty happy with the results. So as you saw, I started off the sketch digitally and I drew this on my iPad Pro using the program Procreate. It's a great drawing app and I love it so much. Not sponsored or anything, but yeah, I kind of put a lot into the sketching process, and you probably couldn't see because I sped it up pretty quickly, but I kept sort of moving things around and erasing things and redrawing things until I got to something which I was really happy with. And I sort of tried to put a lot of detail in that sketch so that I had a really good foundation upon which to work off of. Now what I did next after that, I printed it out onto some plain printer paper, and then I taped a piece of my new Bristol paper over the top, and I basically just traced this using my light box. Now I haven't done this in a while actually because my last few artworks were done while I was out of state. However, I really love using my light box to do the line art because it gives me a lot of benefits. Some of those benefits include me not having to sketch on the paper that's going to be the final artwork, so I can sort of preserve that tooth and the texture of the paper, as well as the fact that you get to keep your sketch when the artwork is done. And also if you make a mistake, you can just start over and you don't lose your sketch or anything like that. So that's why I prefer to do it that way, and it just gives a nicer feel, to be honest. So now the inking stage is complete and it is time for my favorite part of drawing, the coloring in process. And I really wanted to push myself in this part of the artwork because I wanted to sort of make something of quality because it's a gift for my boyfriend, but also I wanted to try and impress him a little bit. And he always loves my art. He's always impressed with what I draw, but I wanted to do something extra because it was for him. My plan was to have the drawing a nighttime sort of scene, so there was going to be lots of sort of bright colors from the fire, but also a lot of really dark shadows and cool shadows and stuff like that. So I wanted to give as much contrast to this drawing as I could, with some really deep shadows and some really bright warm yellow highlights. And I'm not the best at drawing this. It was a little bit of a struggle in some places, especially his face, but I just powered through that and I tried my best, and to be honest, I got into a point where I was having quite a bit of fun and it was pretty good, and it was a really good experience for me to sort of push myself further and just work a bit harder to draw something really something that I was really proud of, and I'm really happy that I did that because I'm just really happy with the results. For an example, when I drew his red shirt, I actually decided to first go in with some really dark purples in the shadows, and then after that I would layer a bunch of dark reds and blues and stuff over that just to try and get some really nice shadows. And after that I also left little bits here and there which were for the highlights, and then I would go in with yellow for the highlights. Now after I did that, I went back over most of the jumper or long sleeve shirt, whatever he's wearing, with the red, just to sort of push it more in the red scale so that it definitely does look like a red shirt and not a red, orange, yellow, purple shirt, if that makes sense. Other than that, I also used a few pencils here and there to sort of push the colors in a way that the markers couldn't, because markers are transparent and my pencils are a little bit opaque, so I was able to sort of change things here and there. That was with a yellow pencil to bring back some highlights, as well as a black pencil just to sort of push the shadows as deep as I could get them. Now I have to say, one of my favorite parts was actually drawing the fire. As you can see, I used a very thin liner to line the fire, and this was because I did not want it to look solid. I wanted it to look sort of airy like fire is. And yeah, the fine liner I actually used for that was a 0.05 multi-liner. That thing is the thinnest multi-liner I have ever seen, and to be honest, I am terrified of using it because I don't want to break the super tiny nib. But I'm really happy with it, and I really love the way the fire has that really soft look to it. Now for the background of the sky, I used Prussian blue, and I tried to just get a nice sort of flat color for that, because after that I plan on using my airbrush to go over and add a bit of a vignette, and that part was probably one of my favorite things to do. But yeah, once I started to add in the background for this illustration, the crazy weird shading started to make a lot more sense, and I had a lot of fun, especially on Infernal, because once I sort of had down the way I wanted to shade things, I could sort of put that onto other objects so that I could shade them the same way, and it just became really fun for me to do, and I'm just really happy with the results. So I know I keep saying that, but in this artwork I'm really happy with it, and sometimes I'm like less satisfied, but this one I'm pretty happy with. I also want to note that I tried to pay a lot of attention to the light source and the directions the shading was sort of going, because the main light source in this drawing is the fire in front of them, so I tried to make sure the rocks around that fire had their shadows around the outside, and since they were really close to the fire, I wanted them to have really bright highlights and then basically really dark shadows. I wanted sort of no in between. It was just like a harsh cut off where the highlights and the shadow was, and I'm quite happy with the results for that. So yeah, now is the time for me to airbrush, and I love this. The airbrush is one of my favorite things to use in my sort of Copic kit, and I love that thing so much. Every time I use the airbrush, it just makes the artwork so nice. I ended up masking the characters off with some washi tape, which was really good because that tape does have a low tack and it's thin, so it's easy for me to cut, and it's slightly see-through as well, so I was able to sort of get around those shapes. So now we're nearing to the end of this video, and I just want to ask my boyfriend briefly what he thinks and his opinions on it and his thoughts on it. So come on, Jesse, Tell me what you think.
Yeah, it's alright. I guess.
Wow, all of that.
No.
Of that for it's alright, I guess.
It's alright. No, it turned out really cool. Probably my favourite part is the tattoos, because I love my tattoos and I'm surprised at how well you captured them. It looks really cool, but I like a lot of different things about it, and I can't say everything I like about it, but just quick bullet points. The fire, the fact that you can still see the things through it, I think that was done really well. Obviously the Infernape looks awesome, and I love the fact we're toasting marshmallows together like good buddies. And just the background in general, I love the blue sort of sky, and then how you did the airbrush of the black around it, and really cool gradient. Everything came together really well, and out of all the times you've drawn me, I think this actually looks the most like me.
Yay.
So 10 out of 10. Awesome. I love it. It's awesome.
10 out of 10 would art again.
Yeah. It's really quite cool, and I think I'm gonna steal this and hang it on the wall at my house. It's gonna be visible in everything I do, probably. Yeah. Damn happy with it. Thank you, and yeah, check out my channel and maybe you'll see it in the video.
I was just about to say you can plug yourself if you want.
Yeah, I don't know, whatever. You can come over to my channel if you like. I don't mind.
I'll link it below.
But yeah, definitely, by the way, smash subscribe if you haven't already on Sarah's channel, on this channel, because she doesn't say subscribe enough, and bloody hell, she deserves it. She's been so close to 10,000 subs for so long. So not only like and subscribe, but also share the channel around. Do your part. If you love her channel, promote that stuff, promote the hell out of it, because she deserves to get to 10k and quick. You guys are amazing, and I know you can help her out, so let's get this done. And this artwork is awesome, and everything she does is awesome, so bloody share the channel around. And also come and check out mine if you have time.
Yay!